That's what I be talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this young lady here is absolutely 1,000% killing it. Not only does she have, 28 acting credits to her name, she is also the CEO of Date Yourself. Let me make sure I get this right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want her cussing me out. Well, I tell you what, won't you tell us?
I am the CEO and creator of Date Yourself Girl Inc. Now I am incorporated.
Right on. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that smile. That is Miss Tracy in Bonner. How you doing tonight, ma'am?
I am wonderful. How are y'all doing?
We are doing great.
I'm sorry about the tail end of that conversation. You know how people act sometimes.
It gets heated sometimes.
So that being said, first off, welcome. And once again, thank you for giving us your time. And for people who are actually living under a rock, tell them about you.
Oh, well, where do I begin? I'll just start a little bit about my acting career. Started professionally back in '05, doing a lot of regional theater. Went out to New York and did some off-Broadway and came back to Chicago. And for 12 years, I lived in Chicago and did the regional theater circuit, did some TV, did some film. And now I'm in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta for about almost 5 years now. And really since 2016, that's when I decided to be still, you know. People tell you that and you don't really know what that means. Mm-hmm. But I was going back and forth to Chicago because I was like, I don't know if Atlanta is for me. But in 2016, my agent said it just plain and clear, I love you. I think you're great, but you're never here. You're always going somewhere else to do theater. And I can't really submit you if you're not here. And I made a decision to make Atlanta my home base. And ever since then, I've been rocking and rolling, doing more TV, more film, having more opportunities here.
How was it playing LaWanda in Black Panther?
Oh,
Black Lightning.
I'm sorry, Black Lightning, girl. I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Black Lightning.
I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you about that experience. My mom was going through chemo in Tennessee, and my agent sent me the audition. And I was like, I ain't gonna get that. They're gonna get somebody from LA. This is too much of a role. They're not gonna book me. So had my best friend record me, and I booked it. And I was like, what?
Dig it.
So I get on the set, and Cress Williams, first of all, shout out to him.
Yes, I love him.
Dope actor, just dope person. Just his energy is just really calm. His spirit is just really welcoming. Sometimes it's kind of tough getting on sets with actors who are more experienced because they're really serious. They don't want you to come in their space, but not Cress. Cress was just welcoming and loving. And then I got to work with one of my idols. I don't think he even knows this, Oz Scott, who was our director, and he's one of the producers on the show. He does a lot of theater as well. Right on. And I got to work with him, and just to watch this man work and direct was amazing. But I want to give a special shout out to my boy Lala, Will Catlett.
Yes, yes.
Man, I learned so much from working with that cat. He is just one of the most humble, hardworking, dedicated, and just cool brothers. Just like we acted like we knew each other. Instant.
Right.
And I watch Black Lightning. I've been watching it since day one. And when he killed you, I remember saying, I was like, damn, Lala, you didn't have to kill her like that.
Yeah, man. Cold-blooded brother.
Yes, yes. I was like, you didn't have to do her like that. He's
nothing like that in real life. He's like zen and cool and my sister and all that stuff. but that's the making of a great actor.
Yeah.
When he can turn that thing off and just be really cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to send a special shout out. Nafisa Williams, I didn't get to work with her. She was in one of my scenes, but so crazy. We worked out together a couple times. A couple months before I even booked the show. And she was like,
wow.
And I was like, well, I didn't know I was going to book it. So I got to see her on set, and just even her energy. She's beautiful with and without makeup. She's just a gorgeous woman and just really cool. These are some cool cats, man. The industry can have some divas and divos, but not on this set at all.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's definitely a great cast.
And I was telling her when she called me on the phone that one of our homegirls, Natasha Hopkins, is a stunt.
Yes, stunt double.
Yeah, stunt double on there and everything. So come Sunday, that's where I first noticed you.
Oh, wow.
And
really?
yeah, I was like, man, I really need to interview her. And that's when I started reaching out. How was that experience? First of all, great role. Great story.
Yeah.
And how did
amazing.
that all play out, and how did that come to fruition? Because I see you got 7 things already in 2018. You got Napoli Ever After that's in post production now. So you actually killing it.
Same thing. I actually had to go into that audition, and I was really nervous, super nervous. And I remember going into the callback. I was on set for Den of Thieves, and I had to leave Den of Thieves and go to this callback. And they kept saying, "Are you coming? Are you coming?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming." I was sweating, nervous, and I get into the room, and I do the audition, and it's kind of like they could tell I was nervous, right? And then there's a knock on the door, and it's Chiwetel, right? And he walks in, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
You're
cool.
fine. You're
saying.
good. You're
Oh
good.
my God, he's here. So I kind of froze up. So when he left, and the director was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," and I was like, "Okay." I took my coat off and just threw it to the side and was like, "Let's go." And I got the role, and I was really, really blessed to work with him and Condola Rashad, who's amazing, who's beautiful and just really serene. She's an amazing sister, and it was an amazing experience. And I didn't know much about the story until I got the role, and it's thought provoking.
It is thought provoking.
Like, it's really a thought provoking piece, and it's just really a well constructed piece.
I like the way it was written. It was rare. It was very well written.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to Netflix. The stuff that they're doing, the work that they're putting out, the content.
Yes.
I know that whole Monique thing happened, but it's a lot of people of color who are getting an opportunity.
Exactly. Roxanne.
7 Seconds is the show on there that
everything.
I just recently started watching, and I was like, Netflix is doing it.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, how do you have time for all of this? Like I said, you just started 5 years ago, just in Atlanta. I mean, I can go back to 2017 and with Jumanji and all of this.
Something funny. I got a real job, right? I'm certified to teach K through 12 drama.
Right.
And I went and applied to be a paraprofessional for special ed at DeKalb Elementary School of Arts. What's up, guys? And so I went to be a para, and I started auditioning more, and I was missing a lot of classes. And I knew I had already signed on to do a play at the Alliance Theater and then at True Colors. And my principal came up to me and she was like, "Bonbon." She called me Bonbon.
That's what we're going to call you too now. You should have never you should have never let me hear that. I'm going to shoot you a text. "Hey, Bonbon, what's going on?"
I love it. She was like, "Bonbon, we love you here, but you're missing too many days. So why don't you just become a super sub, and you can come and we'll embrace you, but you need to go pursue your career." That's really how it happened. I was missing too many days at work pursuing my dream. And for 2 solid years, I've been really, really working. And it's because I was still, I don't know how many people out there are religious, but I attribute it to God. God just really stepped in and changed my life. Made me see who he really is,
Right on.
Showed me who was in control. So I had to relinquish a lot of things, a lot of my, hang-ups, and, I want to hold on to this, and I want to be the person calling the shots. But I have to remember, I'm not the author of my own fate. So that's what happened. That's really the long and the short of it.
That's real deep what you said. So what would you tell people that's in that mix? Because like I told you, I'm an actor, but I have a regular day job. I know most of my friends, they are actors, but they have regular day jobs. And for you to jump out on faith and just say, okay, this is what I'm finna do. I'm finna go for broke. What would you tell them?
Follow your heart. If your gut is telling you every day that you're unhappy in this regular job where you're making a good salary, but you're still unhappy, you're not edified, I say follow your heart, because you can never go wrong that way. I also will tell people, if you don't believe in God, you got to find somebody to talk to
Dig it.
on a consistent basis, to remind you that you are not in control of this thing. And you have to find a center, somewhere where you can meditate, somewhere where you can be quiet. And again, still, I know that's so cliche, but it's so real. I'm a woman of a certain age. And
really, we didn't know.
Come to understand that kind of thing until I got older. It wasn't until recently that I really understood what being still and following the voice, that the universe. A lot of people say the universe. You got to listen to that thing, man. And if it keeps nudging at you, your artistry keeps nudging at you, you got to follow it. Period.
So how do
you get a job? A job is always going to be there. You can always get a career. Always going to be there. But your passion.
Right on. That's deep.
Yeah.
So let's tie this in with dateyourselfgirl.com. How does that all, because break that down for single women like Nikki.
Hold on. It's about to be a stabbing in the studio.
I'm not going to let them come for you, Nick.
Thank you.
No. It ain't me. It's him.
Thank you. I'm like just sitting here minding my business.
Damn, it's him.
No, she got a whole website. It's full of blogs. Look like it's great information. I didn't go into it being that I'm a male, but I'm just saying for some sisters out there that are like, oh, I'm not married. Not saying you won, Nikki. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not married now and I'm 33 or 34, whatever the situation is.
Woman of a certain age.
Woman of a certain age.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, so let me tell you how this thing happened. 2008, I came up with this idea, right? Because I was a super single. That's what I called myself. I'm always single. And then I abandoned it because I wanted to pursue my career. Back in 2014, I helped this guy put some videos together for his website. And he texted me. I was in Chicago doing the world premiere of Native Son at Court Theater. And he texted me and he was like, man, thank you so much for helping me do these videos. It's going to make my website go this and do that. And I stopped and was like, I'm helping other people pursue their dreams and put a lot of their passions out into the world. Why can't I do it? So I told my homegirl, I said, hey, I need to go shoot this video real quick. It's only going to be one hit quitter. We went out and did this video. And that's where Date Yourself Girl spawned. So I was single, had gone through a breakup, and I didn't realize how broken I was and how consumed I was with that man until the breakup. I realized that a lot of things that I wanted to do, I put on hold to help. He was an actor as well, but I wanted to help him pursue his dream. And I wanted to be that ride or die chick just for him to leave me and go somewhere else once he got to a certain, what I felt like was a certain status, right? And so I was really broken and I went home. I'm an only child. So I went home to my mom and I was in bed for about a month. And she was like, you really gonna do this? And so finally one day I woke up and I said, I'm gonna go work out. And there was this rock wall that I would pass for like 10 years. I would come home and visit my parents. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna climb that thing today. And I climbed it. And as I was looking down, I was like, oh my God, I did this in my first try. And it just put a different kind of confidence in me. And after that, I said, I'm gonna try stuff I've always wanted to try, but I put on hold for a man, for a mate. You know, trips I'm putting on hold until I get me a man. And then I started to learn how to horseback ride. And I was scared of horses. But then I learned how to horseback ride. And then I got into a helicopter. I'm scared of planes. I'm scared of small aircraft. Got in that. And then I did this play called The Mountaintop. It's a two-hander about Dr. King and in his last night. And I was afraid to do that role. And I said, I'm gonna attack this role like none other. And it gave me some kind of freedom. I always tell my ex, you are the reason I'm a better actor, because I was then able to access my vulnerability that I was afraid to share with everybody.
Right.
Sometimes actors, we put on this mask or this facade, and we're afraid to really let our emotions show through our work. And it wasn't until that breakup that I was able to access that. And then I just started to heal, started going to counseling. And I know a lot of people look at counseling as, oh, she crazy, or
black folk don't go to counseling, or black folk, we just go.
And I go, and I'm in counseling now. I'd have to do that weekly check-in, because I don't want to walk around being a victim. Mm-hmm. I really want to do some self-evaluation. Like, what did I contribute to this relationship, or what do I contribute to the world? And in Date Yourself Girl, I started doing a lot of philanthropy. And that's the thing that really saved me and healed me. I linked up with an organization called Hosea Helps here in Atlanta, and Open Hand. And both of those organizations, they're different, but they serve this community in such a way that it's just so dynamic. So with Hosea Helps, I started doing a diaper drive for homeless mothers. And this year was my 4th year doing it. And when I tell you giving back, and actually like my friends that support me, that really helps, because seeing those mothers come in with their babies, and then some of them are pregnant and they don't have a coat on, and it's January. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, I see it.
And Easter baskets. I started doing Easter baskets 3 years ago. Just going to the dollar store and just creating my own Easter baskets, and then going to Hosea Helps and handing those out. Doing backpacks with an organization called the Georgia Spartans, a semi-pro team. Shout out to them here in Atlanta. They do this big back to school thing and collecting backpacks for those kids. It just did something to me. That's when I was like, Date Yourself Girl is not just about, hey girl, you single, get your me back and do you. It's not about that. I think you find real healing when you help other people.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So that's why I continue to do Date Yourself Girl, because sometimes I get like, nobody's really watching, nobody really hears me. But when I go and do this work in the community, that's when I'm like, oh, it's a purpose in this. I don't care if I'm only reaching 20 people. Mm-hmm. Somebody is going to be impacted in a major way. And then I want to say something about Open Hand Atlanta, an organization who's dedicated to prepping meals for people who are dealing with ailments. It started out with people with HIV and AIDS, and then they linked up with other doctors who needed meal prep for patients who were dealing with diabetes and heart disease and other kidney diseases and things like that. And the things that they do over there, they meal pack, they meal prep, that you get to cook the food, you get to prep the food, and then you get to deliver the food. And I was coaching softball at Cedar Grove High School, and I would take my teammates, I would bring them there, and we would go deliver the food. And when you see those people come to the door and they say, wow, thank you. And then they talk to you a little bit about who they are, but you're the only person they see all day. That's the only interaction with a human being that they have all day. And a lot of them are senior citizens. Man, it just makes you count your blessings. And it makes your heart a little bit bigger, and you want to do a little bit more after doing that. So that's what Date Yourself Girl is. A lot of people think it's about male bashing. It's not. I want to be with the man. I
want to be with a man.
Well, hold on. She is in Atlanta now. Come on, let's be real. Let's keep it real.
Right?
I want to get married. I would love to have kids. If I can't have them naturally, I would love to adopt. But at the end of the day, Date Yourself Girl is about making sure you're doing those things while you're in transition that make you a better you. Mm-hmm. Because like I was dating a guy here recently and kind of reverted back to those old ways. And I was like, hold up, no, I got to do some self-eval. I got to get my me back. I got to remember, why am I doing this? This is so I can be a better woman for my husband.
Right on.
Because I don't want to take my habitual things into my relationship, into my marriage. So that's why I do this.
Well, quick question. What's next for Tracy Bonner? Well, before you answer that, I need a favor.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Can you look into the camera and say your name and let everybody know, just, hi, my name is Tracy Bonner, and I'm tuned in to the Benét, and you're tuned in to the Benét Embry Show.
Okay. Hi, my name is Tracy Bonner, and you're tuned in to the Benét Embry Show.
Yeah.
That is perfect. One hit or quitter. So what's next for Tracy Bonner?
Well, right now I'm working on a production called Shadow Man. I'm really excited about it. Can't really talk too much about it, but
Right.
be on the lookout for that. I got a couple other things coming out. On April 25th, Brockmire season 2 with Hank Azaria, who's awesome. It's coming out on the IFC channel. I got a couple episodes on there, and it was so much fun. It's a comedy. It's hilarious. So check that out. April 25th, it comes out, season 2. Miracle Workers is going to be coming out on TBS. That's with Daniel Radcliffe. Really, really dope individual. And Napoli Ever After is coming up, and just a whole bunch of auditions. And I'm back teaching. I'm working with my baby. So, yeah.
Well, look here, when you get your Oscar, don't act like you don't know nobody no more, okay?
You know.
Because we got each other number now, so if I sent you hey, what's going on? They'll be acting like, oh, who is this? So,
Right.
Who did number?
She getting the phone number changed.
well, Miss Bonner, we would like to thank you for your time. It has been an absolute pleasure. And would you be willing to come back later on?
We family now.
We family.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
My business.
Yes.
Okay,
When I come out to Atlanta, I'm gonna say, Tracy, where you at?
Hey, let's go eat, because I love to do that. I'm an elite Yelper, by the way, so I'm all over.
Yes.
Elite.
Elite.
Damn.
Once
I take this thing seriously now.
Yes.
once again, ma'am, thank you so much. And I will shoot you a text later after everything is over and done with. But thank you so much, ma'am. And we really appreciate your time. And we want you to have a great and blessed evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Tracy.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and